Shalom Akim. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Mekakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. And I want to go into this lesson, going into riches. And Salakia, Yahweh, which I said in the beginning, is all praises to Yahweh, is who the world inwardly calls God, and Yahweh Shai is who the world inwardly calls Jesus Christ. Those are their true biblical Hebrew names. Okay? Lord in all caps is talking about the Most High. When you look into that word Lord in the Hebrew, it means Yahweh. Jesus goes back to the name Joshua, which goes back to the Hebrew Yahweh Shai. Okay? So that's just a quick understanding on the names, which are very important. And I want to go into this lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, going into riches. What are true riches? Okay? As men of the Lord, as people of the Heavenly Father, you Israelites, you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, it's important to know what riches are. Most people sell out for what they think riches are. A substance of money, but real riches, is land. It's owning resources to where you'll always be needed. Okay? This is Job chapter 1 verse 1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, and 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she-asses, and a very great household, so that this man was the greatest of all the men of the east. Okay? Another example of a man of the Lord and also of his riches is Abram. Okay? This is Genesis chapter 13 verse 1. And Abraham went up out of Egypt, he and his wife, and all that he had, and Lot with him, and to the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle, and silver, and in gold. And again, when you compare it to modern society, to say that all that a man has, he has a house, he has 4 cars, he has 3 businesses, but more importantly, how does that sustain him? What assets does he have? Okay. So when you look into a rich country, which I even saw that through the spirit, is I just think, doing a little research, it says the richest lands in the world by resources: Venezuela, which are of you Israelites, you tribes, all right, of Asher, Iraq, Austria, Brazil, and China. And now when you go into what resources they have, all right, up top, as I mentioned, Venezuela, it says what you'll see, it goes in oil reserves, natural gas reserves, and timber reserves. Venezuela is amongst the 10 largest resources holders for iron, natural gas, and oil, which also proves why we understand how the Venezuelans are of the tribe of Asher, because in the scriptures it speaks about how Asher shall dip their foot in blood. Dip their foot in oil, meaning their land will be rich in oil. Okay? And when you go into the value of the oil reserves, they have 11.7 trillion and oil reserve. Okay, Iraq, same thing. Oil reserves, natural gas. And also when you go down, it goes into Brazil. Brazil, which is right next to Venezuela and South America, is also of the tribe of Aser. Brazil's sizable gold and uranium reserves largely contribute to its place on this list. It also owns 70% of the world's iron ore supply, the second most of any nation. And if I'm not mistaken, let me see. I think it's Deuteronomy 33 that speaks about, let me see. Yep. And of Asher, he said, let Asher be blessed. Deuteronomy 33 and 24. Let Asher be blessed with children. Let him be acceptable to his brethren. And let him dip his foot in oil. So in Deuteronomy 33, it speaks about the blessings of each tribe. And Asher's blessing, okay, let their foot be dipped in oil. Thy shoes shall be iron and brass. Okay, so they would be rich in iron, brass. They'd be rich in oil, And I was also thinking about like the scriptures speak about Ephraim. Let me see. The scriptures speak about how Ephraim would dwell in a pleasant land. So we as the Lord's people, the Lord put us in beautiful spots, just as in the ancient world. What he put us, which the Israelites, all right, Israel, even today is known as what? The Fertile Crescent. So he put the apple of his eye, the people in beautiful places. And I was also thinking about like how it proves that the curses has to be on us, because here it is, our people are dwelling in these pleasant, beautiful places, but yet they're still at the bottom, as the scriptures say. Was that Deuteronomy 28 and 49? Just as a side note, going into, no, not 49, 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and a wonder. So it's just something also that I noticed through the spirit, is that why the Lord gave us that beautiful land and captivity in hell was so that it will be the curses will be a sign and a wonder. But going back into the lesson, real riches is of substance. So now let's go back. What else was I looking at? Yeah, this article right here. So it says, which this is from, it says land is underrated. Land is underrated as a source of wealth. When most people think of wealth in the modern economy, they tend to think of stocks and bonds. The word capital is often synonymous with corporate ownership. Land wealth, meanwhile, is often relegated to a footnote. Yes, people own houses, but vast fortunes are made in the stock market, while the fates of nations rise and fall with the bond market. At least in the US, the bursting of the housing bubble has given some the idea that land appreciates more slowly than other assets. If one looks only at capital gains, stocks have outperformed housing by a wide margin in recent decades. Reason to say, but ignoring land is a mistake. Despite the explosive growth of corporations since the Industrial Revolution, land still represents a huge percent of all the wealth in the economy. What's more, focusing only on capital gains neglects the extremely important fact that land earns income from rent. If you live in your own house, this income is implicit. Living in your own house means you don't have to pay rent to someone else. But if you're a landlord, you get checks every month, just like stockholders receive quarterly dividends. And in the same way that a stockholder can use dividends to buy more shares, a landlord can use rental income to buy more property. Thus, rent needs to be counted in the return to housing. And that total return is higher than people realize, according to new research. The return on residual or residential real estate has been as high as or higher than the return on equity. As modern economies have grown and developed, owners of the ground on which we live have been steadily enriched. Okay? And again, you not only own the land so people could, put houses and stuff on, but what is you gotta think about what the land produces too. The land produces oil. The land produces natural gas, natural resources. You got to plant in the land to produce food. And the Most High is going to give us multiple lands. In which case you can't really measure a person's wealth. These elites are so far up the totem pole, they're not even on the Forbes, that's one of this world's top sites, I'm guessing, to measure who are the richest upon the earth. But again, these elites own lands, man. Which I had looked up the word substance, right? And it says a particular kind of matter with uniform properties. And these are scientific definitions. But when we look at it through the spirit, like the second one says, it says the real physical matter of which a person or thing consists and which has a tangible, solid presence. Okay? Meaning you can't have one thing without the other. Okay? Again, going into real estate, which real estate is a good investment. But how good is real estate if you don't have the land, if you don't have the lot? Actually, Esau can take your lot over what is called eminent domain. Okay, so it's more important to own the land. And the scriptures say, my father's house are many mansions. Okay, meaning we're gonna have. See, this is what's gonna make us so far beyond this devil. What this devil could ever dream of. He might have a few continents. He might even have the whole earth. The Lord gave him that. But we're gonna have multiple planets. Planets, thousands of times bigger than this one. Okay? Planets as big as the sun itself. Alright? This is I think that's Sirach 39. This is Sirach chapter 39, verse 26. the principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and the blood of the grape, and oil, and clothing. Okay? So when you look at all these things, a lot of these things come from the earth. Iron, all right, wheat, which milk, comes from animals or whatever, But animal is what? Owning animals is a substance. The blood of grape come from trees, trees grow on the land. Oil, as we, just went into, come out of land. And clothing. Clothing, you need the fabrics. Fabrics comes from what? The cotton or, silk, which comes ultimately from the land. So it's most important to own the land. Okay? So that's pretty much it, man. Just something that the Lord put on my spirit to get into. I was watching the Elder Apostle Tahar's lesson. I can't remember exactly what he went into, but the Spirit sparked me in doing this lesson that these are real riches, man. And it's what the Most High is going to give us if we stay faithful unto Him. Okay? We got to stay faithful unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, man. In which case Satan is going to try to use the riches of this world, all right, a damn Lamborghini or, a nice house, which your flesh, according to this world, wants those things. But we got to, like the scriptures say, set that heart aright, all right, understanding what real riches is, man, all right, being able to call the shots, man, okay. Yahweh told us, let not your heart be troubled. This is John 14:1. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. All right. We believe in Yahweh Shai. All right. We're going to do what he said, man. In which case some of us will be, beheaded, or the ultimate, we're going to lose in this side. That's basically what I'm trying to say, is that you believe in Yahweh Shai, you're going to lose in this side, but it's for a better, it's for something better. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you. And if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. Okay, so Yahweh Shai is in the heavens. Okay, which his Father's house is the heavens, man, the outer heavens. That's why the scriptures say in Acts 7, that earth is his footstool. So if earth is the Lord's footstool, what is a footstool? A footstool is one piece of furniture in one room of the house of the Lord. And that's why it's called space. There's many rooms in one house. There's many pieces of furniture in one house. Okay? So, just something quick in the spirit. Lord willing, you I can edify. Shalom to the elect.